This is very sad news for all of us. I apologize to the family of Sterling Silver, and he will forever be in our hearts here at OutKast News.
You know, Sterling really was the love of my life. I mean, sure, we had our highs and lows. Like that one time we went snorkeling in the Bahamas, and then the lows, like when he fake proposed to me. But anyways, I really will miss him.
So Noah, I think you know why you're here, don't you?
I have a pretty good idea, officer.
So why don't you tell me just what happened?
Well, we were sitting in a meeting about to go over the luncheon that's going to happen here next week. Sterling's been late. Next thing I know, you walk in, you tell us that he's dead, and now I'm here.
So that's great. You told me everything I knew, but that wasn't really the question I wanted to ask, and I think you know that.
Listen, officer, I know I'm the number one suspect. It's been very vocal from both of us that I didn't like Sterling and he really didn't like me. I understand why I'm the number one suspect, but you have to understand, I did not kill Sterling.
So maybe you can explain the shovel we found in your car.
Officer, I think you misjudged my character here. I was planting roses on the highway, okay, for all the people to see, because I like to be productive in the community. And that's why I was planting roses on the highway with the shovel.
Planting roses. Listen. I can help you. But planting roses? Come on. What kind of an idiot do you think I am?
Well, you've got me in this room here for about 15 minutes now, just now started asking me questions, so I'm not exactly fond of you, officer, but I'm answering the questions truthfully.
Now listen, when somebody tries to help you, you gotta give them something to work with. What's that in your pocket? You're supposed to empty your pockets before you entered the room.
This?
Yeah.
It's just a human-sized trash bag. Ain't nothing. I carry one around with me all the time.
You carry a trash bag?
Yes! What else am I supposed to put my trash in, officer?
A can!
Well, I can't carry a can in my pocket, but I can carry a bag.
You don't carry the can. There's a can in this room.
Well, I didn't know that before I walked in here. The light was off.
Listen,
What?
I'm trying to help you, but you're making yourself look real guilty right now.
Officer, you have no evidence against me other than the shovel, which I have explained away.
But you have the motive, the reason.
Okay, so does everyone else in this office that Sterling has been mean to in his time here. You know, I think maybe you should check his girlfriend. You know, I don't think they were on good terms when he died.
So you're telling me where to look?
I'm telling you that I didn't do this. I'm just giving you a direction to go in.
I think we've got enough for today. But we're going to keep that trash bag for evidence.
Well, that's fine. I got more in my car.
We're going to keep those too. And how about this? How about your car?
That's just cold-blooded.
So Pete, I'm sure you've heard, we've been talking to people in your office. We're just trying to do standard background when somebody so young as Sterling dies. We just want to run tests, make sure that there was no foul play. And to be honest, we've seen some disturbing evidence in this case, like a shovel in Noah's car, but we even found something that might implicate you a little bit. You want to explain the dark stain on your jacket that you were wearing that day?
Well, me and Noah went to the Boogaloo's down the road after work for some dinner, and they have really good barbecue pork ribs, and you know, we got a big plate of barbecue pork ribs, and Noah even got some cheese curds, and I got a little bit of barbecue sauce on my jacket.
Okay, the lab will determine what that is, so I just wanted to give you the chance to help yourself out, and if it really was blood, we could, we'll know soon enough when the lab gets back to us. So I got another question for you, because we really don't believe that you committed the crime alone. You really have no motive. Maybe at best you were a little jealous of Sterling, but that's not enough to kill someone, and I think you and I both know that. But next, this is where it really gets interesting. Your friendship with Noah. Now, you said you talked with Noah that day, and there's been some text conversations we've seen between you and Noah, that Noah was really jealous and really kind of a romantic rival, if you will, of Sterling, and we just want to figure try to figure out what you know about that, if anything.
Well, officer, there is a love triangle forming between Sterling and Noah and Julie, but you know, I was kind of left out of the loop on most of the stuff, and most of the stuff I heard from Noah. And so, you know, I don't really think Noah would have the gumption or the intestinal fortitude to commit something like this.
Wow. Strong words from a friend. Now, I would like to know, though, you wouldn't help Noah commit such a crime, like dispose of the body or do anything malicious, set anything up, because it is a crime to be an accomplice to this. And, you know, we can cut you a deal if you help us out a little bit, maybe on a bigger conviction for Noah.
I promise I had nothing to do with the death. I have no idea. The only thing I knew is when I come into the meeting and we were sitting here talking about breakfast or lunch or whatever the meal was, and you walked in the door and we're talking about Sterling's death, and that was the first I'd heard of it.
Thanks. I think we have enough for today. Hey, Angela. We've been investigating your office, and we just had some questions we wanted to ask.
Look, I've got to go. I've got work to do. I promise it wasn't me. I've got to go.
Okay.
Okay, Miss Tammy Turner. What are your qualifications for this job?
Qualifications? Let me just start at the beginning. I've always had a passion for news, and when I was in middle school, they had the news team, so I auditioned and I was co-anchor. And then on into high school, I was lead anchor for all 4 years, and it was a great time. And I've always just had a passion for news.
Okay, how about your education and degree?
Well, right out of high school, I went to GCU, the greatest college out there, and I studied in journalism, and I graduated top in my class.
Do you have any special talents that would be useful for this job?
Got plenty of special talents. Let me just start. So, I'm really into fitness. Fitness is a big part of my life, you know, fitting it into your schedule. I'm also good with jokes. Jokes are good. Yeah, also my pancreas works. So, I know that's a big deal for some people, but mine's pretty good. The doctor says it's the best he's ever seen. So.
What do you hope to gain from this experience?
I mean, I would love to just gain the experience and that would make myself a better person and the people around me.
I'm so impressed with all this, I'm going to hire you right on the spot. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sir. Sir, leave the light alone.
Yes.
That's my light. Let go of my light. So, I don't think we're going to get a whole lot out of this based on the previous events, but what do you know about Sterling Silver?
I don't know the person. Who is he?
Get out here. Get out.
Nice.
So there's an adage in law enforcement you might have heard, and it goes something like this. When the wife dies, you always ask the husband. And that's kind of why we brought you in today, because we know that you have a close relationship with Sterling. We're just doing some brief background on the people who might be involved with his death. Do you have any information for us?
No. I mean, of course I was upset over the proposal when he asked me if there was paint in his hair. I mean, who wouldn't be upset over that? But, I mean, no. We had a pretty steady relationship.
So there was a proposal. Is there anybody that might be able to provide an alibi that this happened or some kind of eyewitness?
Well, I told Karen about it.
Okay, we'll be in touch with Karen then. We were reviewing Sterling's credit cards, and there were some purchases made after his death. Some that just didn't seem to add up. Zip ties, tarps, and why? Why would you buy such a strange combination?
Yeah, it could seem strange, I guess, but I bought the lye because I was trying out new essential oils, or a recipe for them, for stress, and it's supposed to help with grief, and obviously I'm very upset over the passing of Sterling. And then the zip ties and tarp was for a weather balloon that I was making for my job.
But you understand why we see that that's a troubling purchase. It doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. It seems like somebody who was trying to clean up or dispose of something.
I mean, I could see where that could go wrong or seem wrong, but no, nothing suspicious.
Well, I think we have enough for today, and we appreciate your time.
Thanks.
Cocktail stick, bang your toenail flies off.
Hey everyone, I'd like to introduce you to our new sports anchor, Tammy Turner.
Hey everybody, I was so sorry to hear about the passing of Stephen
Sterling.
Sterling, and I'm just really excited to get to work here and start here as soon as possible.
You gonna sit down?
Oh, sorry guys, I gotta take this.
Such a weird person.
Pretty fast.
Hey boss. Well, yeah, they hired me. They have no idea what's coming for them.
Hello, and thanks for watching our latest episode of OutKast. I hope you're enjoying the storyline. In today's storyline, you begin to see some questioning of what happened to Sterling Silver. And we don't know exactly what's happened yet, but we do know that something's not being told truthfully. We don't know if someone's lying. We don't know if we don't know have the whole story. We just know that there's some deceit going on in our storyline. And so I wanted to talk to you today about deceit and lies. One of my favorite movies is the movie Forrest Gump. It was on a couple weeks ago on the Sunday night movie of the week on CBS. And part of Forrest's storyline is that he becomes a ping pong player. And at some point he is playing ping pong in the military with a ping pong paddle that looks a little bit like this. It's worn down. It doesn't look like much, but it gets pretty good. He plays on the world stage for ping pong. And then a sponsor comes along, and it's Flexolite ping pong paddles. The fancy looking ping pong paddle that's very expensive and costly. And they offer Forrest a whole lot of money. And Forrest says, Mama says it's probably okay because it's just a little white lie and won't nobody care that I didn't play with the Flexolite ping pong paddle. And yet, so there was a little bit of deceit there because Forrest liked this paddle, and yet the Flexolite ping pong paddle that cost a whole lot more, he didn't really ever play with, but he said he did. And so the deceit came in that he made comment of that, and then lots of people went out and bought the Flexolite ping pong paddle, according to the storyline, of course. And maybe it wasn't any better than this ping pong paddle, but Forrest told a little white lie. And he began to allow a little bit of deceit into his life, all in the name of money. And so that's just a little bit of story to underscore the thought of telling the truth versus a little white lie, and that even little white lies can be dangerous and damaging to you. The Bible says in John 8:44 that Satan is the father of lies, which means all lies come from Satan. Therefore, in our lives, when we have opportunities to tell the truth and yet we choose to tell a lie, then that's not coming from God. That's coming from the devil, because John 8:44, Satan is the father of lies. There's a quote here I found from Billy Graham. It says, an old Scottish clergyman said the devil has two lies that he uses at two different stages. Before we commit a sin, he tells us that one little sin doesn't matter. No one will ever know. The second lie is that after we've sinned, he tells us we're hopeless. And so the devil uses lies that he convinces us to tell, even the little white lies, even the big lies, it doesn't matter. He convinces us to tell those lies, and then he turns them on our head, and then he says, you're a sinner, you're a liar, and you're hopeless. What I've found in my life is that I often lie for two reasons. When I've looked back over the course of my life, one is this: to stay out of trouble. If I know I've done something and I can tell a little lie and get out of trouble, then I might consider doing that. That's one reason we tell a lie. The other reason that I found that I've told lies over the course of my life is to make myself look better than what I truly am. Okay? And so both are lies, both leading to an outcome that I'm hoping will be better for myself. Selfishness is kind of laying under the surface of both of those things. But certainly two reasons that I found that when I find situations that fit either one of those contexts, I have to be real careful, because I can allow the devil to get a foothold in my life if I go down that path and tell that little lie. Psalms 101.7 says this. Sounds like a radio station, doesn't it? 101.7. No one who practices deceit shall dwell in my house. No one who utters lies shall continue before my eyes. So that's God saying, I can't even look at a liar. Okay? And so that's pretty serious when God is pulling out specific sins and saying, I can't be around that. Okay, and so we need to be working hard in our life to be people of honesty and people of integrity. We tell the truth no matter the circumstance or no matter the pressure we're in. So that's my challenge to you this week. As we watched our episode, there's been a little bit of lying and deceit going on. My challenge is this. Okay, let's focus on being people of honesty. And let's not let dishonesty creep into our lives, because that's only the devil trying to get a foothold in your life. And then after you tell that lie, he's going to come back and say you're no good, you're worthless, you're hopeless. And Jesus is sitting there saying, that's not true at all. I love you. I died for you. I want to forgive you of those sins. So this week, let's work on being people of honesty and get dishonesty out of our lives. Hope you guys are doing well. Look forward to seeing you soon.